Shocking and proud news comes from the South Korean entertainment world when Cha Eun-woo, a famous idol and actor known for his near-perfect visuals and outstanding acting talent, officially holds the title of commander in his military environment. Eun-woo's journey in the world of entertainment has been stealing a lot of attention, but who would have thought, behind the scenes and the camera spotlight, there is a much deeper story. The story of a child who grew up with love and support from the mother until finally reached the highest point in the world of military discipline. When the news of Eun-woo's appointment as commander spread, the first reaction that immediately became the spotlight was the mother's expression and feelings. Many people imagine how harrowing that moment must have been. A mother who once held her son's hand to go to school now sees her son standing gallantly in the ranks of the military with an honorable rank. The pride that was clearly painted on her face, mixed with tears that she could hardly bear, became a real symbol of the long struggle of a mother in raising her child. Cha Eun-woo was not born as an instant success. He grew up in a warm family where the mother was always the main pillar. Since childhood, Eun-woo is known as an obedient child, diligent in learning, and has high respect for his family. Her mother is often the first to notice Eun-woo's every little talent, whether it's music, art, or a gentle and thoughtful personality. The support of his mother was the strong foundation until finally he was able to walk the long road to the entertainment world, then now set foot in the military world with a proud title. The reaction of the mother when she heard that her son had officially become a commander cannot be described in simple words. She is said to have shed happy tears, hugged a picture of Eun-woo in his military uniform, and even recalled all the long journeys since Eun-woo's childhood. According to some close relatives of the family, the mother had said, "My son now belongs not only to me, but also to the nation. I am so proud and humbled to have been entrusted with this great trust." The sentence describes how deep a mother's pride tucked also a deep longing. When Eun-woo was a child, her mother always emphasized the value of responsibility, discipline, and hard work. She knows that the world isn't always going to be gentle, so Eun-woo has to grow up with a steel mentality without losing her meekness. The teaching turned out to be incredibly fruitful. Eun-woo grows up as a figure who is not only loved for his good looks, but also respected for his humility and work ethic. Now, when the title of commander is attached to her, the mother sees the real fruits of all the values that she instilled from the very beginning. In an interview with one of the local media, a close family friend recounted the haru moment when the mother witnessed the official ceremony of Eun-woo's appointment as commander. He sat on the invitation bench with a face full of mixed emotions. When the name Cha Eun-woo was mentioned firmly by the host of the ceremony, his eyes immediately filled with tears. Her tears fell without her realizing it, while her hands patted her chest as if to say, "That's my son." For many, it may seem a simple moment, but for a mother, it is the culmination of a whole journey of sacrifice and boundless love. The mother's reaction also went viral on social media. Many fans were moved to read the story of how he showed his pride. Hashtags such as #ProudMom of Commander Eun-woo and #ChaEunwooCommandin have been trending on several platforms. Fans felt the moment was not only a victory for Eun-woo, but also for her entire family, especially the mother who has delivered her so far. They wrote warm messages, praising the sincerity of a mother's love, while imagining how Eun-woo himself must have felt relieved to be able to make his mother proud on such a big stage. Behind the smile of the mother, there is also an emotional side that is rarely seen. She said that when Eun-woo was a teenager, she often worried about whether her son could bear the burden of being a public figure. He was afraid that the harsh world of entertainment could erode his son's innocence. But in fact, Eun-woo manages to pass every obstacle with his head held high. When he now became a commander, the worry was gone, replaced by a sense of trust that his son had really grown into an adult man who was ready to lead and protect. This moment also opened the eyes of many people to the importance of family support for an artist. Eun-woo's success is not only born from her talent and hard work, but also from the relentless prayers of a mother who prays for her child every night. In Eun-woo's every big step, there is always the shadow of her mother standing behind, encouraging her not to give up. When she debuted as an idol, her mother was there. As she began to achieve big roles in dramas, her mother continued to support her lovingly. And now, as she stands gallantly in a military uniform and the title of commander, the mother again becomes the first figure to shed happy tears. Cha Eun-woo's appointment as commander is not only an individual achievement, but also a symbol that a child raised with love and noble values can grow into a respected leader. The mother's reaction is a true portrait of the sincere love of a parent who does not need a camera spotlight to be able to touch the hearts of millions of people. Even many fans admitted to crying just by imagining the figure of Eun-woo's mother hugging her son after the ceremony was over. The story of the mother's reaction also brought a great influence on Eun-woo's image in the public eye. He is not only seen as a handsome idol or a talented actor, but also as a devoted child who is able to make his parents proud to the highest point. Many fans wrote comments such as, "If I were her mother, I would cry with joy too," or "Eun-woo is proof that a mother's prayer can lift a child to his full height." In a short interview after the show, Eun-woo himself had mentioned about his mother. With a trembling voice, he said, "I want to dedicate this title to my mother. He is the reason I am the way I am now. Without him, I am nothing." The sentence makes the atmosphere more haru. The mother who heard the remark was said to have covered her face with her hands, sobbing, but full of pride. This story will always be remembered, not only by Cha Eun-woo's family, but also by his fans around the world. The reaction of the mother becomes a symbol of unconditional love, which is able to go through any obstacles and finally find the peak of happiness. Eun-woo may now be known to the world as a commander, but to her mother, she is still a child who used to be carried, fed, and educated with love. For fans, this moment is also an important reminder that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, there are families who always pray and sacrifice for the success of the star. Eun-woo is just one vivid example of how a mother's love can lift a child to the pinnacle of glory, even to the realm that not everyone imagined before. And every time the public remembers the title of Commander Cha Eun-woo, they will not only see the dashing figure of the idol, but also imagine a mother shedding happy tears in the stands, proud of her son who has now grown into a true leader. The moment of Cha Eun-woo's appointment as commander became one of the most memorable events of the year, not only for him personally, but also for his family, fans, and the wider community. For a mother, to see her child standing on the podium with an honorable rank is a happiness that is difficult to describe in words. However, for Eun-woo's mother, the happiness is mixed with long memories that make her shed tears every time she remembers her son's journey. A relative told that the night before the adoption ceremony, the mother could not sleep. He sits for a long time in the living room, looking at Eun-woo's old photo album from when he was a child. There is a photo when Eun-woo was still in kindergarten uniform, smiling innocently while being held by her mother. There is also a photo of little Eun-woo hugging a guitar, trying to learn to play music, and her mother beside her giving encouragement. All those memories seem to be rolling back in her mind, as if showing that every little step Eun-woo took in the past had brought her to the big stage that now made her a proud figure. When the morning comes, the mother is called repeatedly asking if Eun-woo has had a good breakfast, if his uniform is neat, and if he is getting enough sleep. The little things that a mother often does since her child is small, she still does even though Eun-woo has now grown up. Even in her position as a future commander, Eun-woo is still a child in her mother's eyes. This is what makes many people feel moved, because it proves that a mother's love never fades even though her child has reached